Hey, hi, hello, this is Scott Farrow of Blue Shoe Recruiting with this week's segment, How to Look for a Job While You're Employed. Blue Shoe Recruiting. Blue Shoe Recruiting was started by me. I'm the president and founder of Blue Shoe Recruiting. I've got 20 years of executive level and agency level recruiting experience, bringing to you the best tips, tricks, and advice with regard to interviewing, applying for opportunities, and certainly the whole interview process in general. If you need to reach out to me and have some individualized coaching, please do so. I can be reached at blueshoenotbrown@gmail.com. Again, blueshoenotbrown@gmail.com. And I'm Scott Farrow. So this week's segment, how to look for a job while you've got a job. Well, that's not easy. That is a fine line that you walk, and the balance between being employed and looking for a job is tough, but I want to give you some tips and pointers. The origin of this came from a conversation I gave this week about networking, and one of the ladies in the audience raised her hand and astutely asked the question, how do I succinctly and certainly look for a job and not let the employer know that I'm looking for a job? Well, I thought long and hard about that, and I wanted to bring to you that video for this week. So first and foremost, what I want you to do is stay consistent. One of the things that many people neglect is their day-to-day jobs. They certainly go full bore into looking for a job. They don't have a regular schedule. So if you do have some consistency in your workaday world, let's say you're working an 8-to-5 job, it's 40 hours a week, make sure you're coming in regularly at 8. Just because you're on a job search doesn't mean that you get to jeopardize your start time. So keep that start time at 8 o'clock or as close to 8 as you possibly can. Keep the same appearance. Typically people that are interviewing start to dress a little bit better. The ladies will curl their hair or start to wear some inordinate amount of makeup. Keep it simple. If you're working in a casual environment, stay casual. If you're going off to an interview during your work week, keep those interview clothes in your car so that what you can do is drive to someplace near the interview site, change, get ready for the interview. After the interview, change back into your casual clothes and return back to work. If you have projects that you're working on, say for example you're leading a project and you guys are doing some initiations or some implementations, make sure that you stay committed, engaged, and you're putting forth your best possible effort. Even though you're looking for a job, you need to stay focused on what you do in your workaday world. Conversely, don't look for opportunities while at work. That is taboo. You don't want to be on your cell phone or on the company provided laptop looking for opportunities. Not a good thing. That activity is certainly traceable. Maybe the router that you're using for your cell phone can be traced back to you for some of those IP addresses. Again, do not look for a job while you're on campus or certainly using the company computer. Don't use your company computer to build a resume. Oh my God. So the information, the keystrokes that you put forth on all of your searches is traceable. It's saved in the company server. That is discoverable and can certainly be used against you and can be grounds for termination. Again, you're trading hours for dollars. You're trading what your knowledge is for some sort of reward as a paycheck. Do not jeopardize your workaday world, your 40-hour work week, your paycheck to find a job. Don't talk to anybody about your interviews. Oh my gosh. So friends that you think at work, they're easy to confide in, maybe it be personal things or maybe it's things that are going on with your kids, but please do not confide in them the opportunities that you have in front of you or the interviews that you have in front of you. That is not for them to know. That is strictly confidential information. And God forbid you have a conversation with someone and they in turn have a conversation with someone and that information is shared with friends. So don't jeopardize your station by talking to people at work. All right. Don't change your Facebook status. Don't change your LinkedIn status. Don't make any social media changes until you have a new job. Please don't do that. The information that, again, can be discovered from your employer or from your employer's colleagues or peers or someone that you know in your network that knows you well enough. Replying to inquiries. Typically, you're going to apply to a bunch of opportunities on the weekends or in the weeknights away from office hours, and these people are going to get back to you during office hours. So guess what? You're going to have cell phones that are ringing, texts that are coming to you, emails that are coming to you. You don't need to reply to those right away. Those can be things that you take outside the office. You can answer those on a break, on lunch hour, after hours. So those conversations do not need to happen during your work day, your 8-to-5 work day, where you're again working for your primary employer. Obviously, it's a timely response. You want to get back to them, but don't jeopardize, again, your 8 to 5 job for something you're doing as an extracurricular event. Now, let's say that those conversations progress. They progress to the point of interviews. All right, so how do you tactfully walk out the door and get an interview? Well, here are some tips for interviewing while at work. All right, so these interviews are typically going to be a half hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours long. It may be a situation where you have to keep an eye on your PTO requests. A tip for you is not to have more than 2 PTO requests in a pay period. So no more than 2 PTO requests in 1 2-week period. Now, let me have you think about this. There are ways to artfully request some time off without truly asking for time off. If you have kids and one of those kids mysteriously comes up sick and you need to stay at home to attend to that child, that sick child, that is usually an excuse that does not raise many eyebrows. Secondly, if you have a car that has mysteriously broken down and needs to be repaired and you have to come in late to work one morning so that you can get your car to the repair shop, that also is an excuse that won't raise too many eyebrows. So again, let's talk about some of the things that you can do as you look for a job while you've got a job. First and foremost, again, this is a very delicate balance, delicate dance that you're doing. So make sure that you don't jeopardize your 8 to 5 job for anything that you want to do extracurricularly. Don't look for a job while you're at work. Don't be responding to emails or sending texts or, God forbid, prepare a resume while you're at work. Be consistent with your schedule. Be consistent with everything that you do as your projects. Stay engaged and make sure that you keep your dress consistent. Again, if you are looking to have an interview during the week, make sure that you come up with some excuse that really can't be tracked. A doctor's appointment, they could potentially ask you for a doctor's note. A dentist appointment, they could certainly ask you for proof of you attending the dentist. But if your car breaks down or your child gets sick, those are typically some things that you can, not raise too many eyebrows about. So thank you for your attention. If I can be of some immediate assistance, please reach out to me, blueshoenotbrown@gmail.com, and I'm Scott Farrow. I've got a whole library of videos for you to take a look at. But again, if you need individualized and personalized counseling, please reach out to me directly. Again, blueshoenotbrown@gmail.com. I'm Scott Farrow, and have a great week.